everybody, Martin here, and welcome back to the channel. Today on the channel, what we're going to be doing is we will be doing a setup, overview, and playthrough, and quick impressions of a new game by Gabe Barrett, the designer of the Hunted series of solo games. And this is a game called Find the Fun. Find the Fun is his new game. It is coming to crowdfunding in a couple of days, this week in fact. So my goal is to be able to finish this video, get it edited, and get it out in time so that it can actually be used to become part of the crowdfunding campaign and give folks an idea of what this game is all about. And what this game is all about, it is a solitaire game driven by push your luck card play, and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play, more on the 20 side. So that is the very, very brief details about the game. And, let's take it down to the table so you can get a closer look at what the game is. So here is Find the Fun. And what you're seeing here on my table is a prototype version that I printed and played from a prototype file that Gabe Barrett, the designer, very generously shared with me. So what is the object of the game? You're taking on the role of an aspiring game designer, and you are going to be developing two games. So the games that we're going to be developing for this particular playthrough are some kind of space action science fiction game and a war game. And so we'll explain more about these as we go on. But those are your goals here. You're trying to develop both of these games, and you're going to be taking some time to develop them. And your hope is that you can continue developing until you get to the convention. So this time tracker is going to keep track of the passage of time and the passage of the weeks. And you're hoping to be able to make it to the convention without burning out. So that's what this orange die, it's supposed to be red, is going to be keeping track of. This icon here refers to your burnout level. So that is the big thing that you're going to be fighting as you're trying to develop these games. Now, helping you along on these are these energy dice. So you're going to be faced with certain situations where you're going to have to choose how much energy dice you're going to spend to be able to pass those skill tests, basically. But there's a limited amount of energy dice. There's only 6 of them. And you've also got these idea cubes. Now, as the game goes on and you get more ideas, you can turn in 1 idea cube to re-roll a die, or you could turn in 3 to exchange that for progress on one of your games. So that's pretty powerful. The card play is driven by which is called the main deck, and this is the event deck, and some events are going to happen as we play that could potentially give us opportunities if we pass them, or could be setbacks if we fail. So that is the brief overview of what this game is all about. What is happening. And just to be clear, the ultimate goal of the game, how you win, is you bring both of your games to the convention. But when this tracker reaches this space here, and then you pitch your games to a publisher, and hopefully we'll show you how the game pitching looks like, the mechanism looks like once we get to the convention, if we get to the convention, because it's not that easy. And then hopefully you're hoping that one or both of your games are signed by the publisher for game publication. Okay, so that is the overview of the game. We've shown you the main deck, the event deck, the time tracker card. I don't know what the name of this card is yet because this game is still, the rules are still being written. So I actually had to watch a playthrough by the designer, by Gabe, to be able to understand how the game is played. And then I kind of wrote my own quick and dirty rules, which are up here on my screen, which I'll be referring to while I am playing this. And I've had these quick and dirty rules vetted by Gabe, the designer, so they're generally correct, is what I'm hoping. Okay, and then of course these are the games that you are developing. We'll use these dice up here to keep track of your game development progress. Right now, at the start of the game, progress is 0. All right. So that was your overview of the game. And the game is already set up on the table here. Basically, you would shuffle the main deck and then place it face down here in this area of your play area. You would also shuffle the event deck and place it here. You place the time tracker card with the 2 cubes on the leftmost spaces. And then you arrange your 6 energy dice here on this card. And above it, you've also got your burnout tracker and then your idea cubes all ready for placing later on. And then over here on this side of your play area, you have your 2 games that you are developing, and you've got your trackers here and ready to go, and now you are ready to play. So that was our game setup portion, and now we are going to start playing the game, and then I will also be explaining to you what the card anatomy is and all those things. So let's start playing the game. The basic flow of the game is very, very simple. Over here is the row, what's called the row, and you, one by one, you choose the top card of the deck, and then you place it in the row like so. So the first card that we've gotten here is a card called Progress, and that sounds good. Now let me explain to you, let's use this card to explain to you what the card anatomy is. So these icons in the top left are resources that the card provides, as well as if it provides stress. So this icon of the red brain with like the kind of a lightning coming out of it, this is stress. And stress, too much stress is not good. And we'll show you how that works out in a little bit. But these icons here, so this is networking and this is theme. And these are resources that you can spend to potentially, you can use these to potentially acquire cards. The cost to acquire a card is here in the lower right. So this card, if you wanted to take this progress card, you would have to spend 2 mechanism. That's what this icon here means. And over here on the top right would be the benefit of the card after when you choose to play it. So if you've acquired the card, you choose to play it, this is the benefit. In this case, you get 2 progress. So that's very, very good because each one of these icons is going to increase progress on your game development by 1. So if I am able to purchase this card, I will be able to make progress, like maybe 2 progress on one game or 1 progress on each game, etc. All right, so this is a great way to start, to have this progress card. And right now we can't do anything with it because we don't have any other cards to be able to buy it. So let's see what our next card is. Aha, it is an idea. So again, we've got some resources here, and we've got we have to spend an idea to be able to take this card, and then it would add an idea to our little card here. But it also adds 1 stress. So that's not great for us because now that we've got both of these cards in the card row here, that means that there's now 2 stress icons in the card row. If a distraction card or a procrastinate card comes out and we have 2 stress cards in the card row, then bad things are going to happen. So this is not great. And this is the push your luck element of the game, right? Where you've got 2 cards here. And right now, I am not able to purchase any of these cards. And I'll tell you why. Because this guy requires an idea icon, but there are no idea icons available in the resources section here. This card requires 2 mechanism icons, but there are no mechanism icons being provided either by this card or this card. So right now, with these 2 cards in our row, we've got nothing going on, and we have 2 stress. So our choice here now is, do we push our luck and reveal yet another card to the row to potentially get more resources, the right resources to be able to start purchasing cards? But you're also running the risk that what comes out is either a distraction or a procrastinate card, which could cause bad things to happen to us. So this is the heart of this game, is the press your luck element here. And I'm going to go ahead and try to press our luck. So we're hoping that this is going to be a beneficial card for us. It is. It is an idea. Excellent. So let's see what we've got here. This card is providing um, a mechanism, and a networking, which is not quite enough. The mechanism is good, but not quite enough yet to be able to do anything interesting, and no ideas. So we can't get either of these idea cards here. Now, however, we now have 3 stress. So that's not a good thing. So all of this is definitely going to trigger bad things if a procrastinate or distraction card comes out. So right now I'm feeling it's probably discretion is the better part of valor, and I should probably choose to stop drawing cards. And I can do that by what's called resting. And if I choose to rest, I will advance this time marker by 1 here, and that'll allow me to discard everything that's in the row and then start with a basically clean slate after advancing the time. But I haven't really see. Here's the problem. Here is I also haven't managed to earn anything yet from this segment of card play. So you know what? I'm really going to take a risk here. I know I have 3 stress already, but I really want to make something happen. So I'm going to draw this top card. Hope it's not procrastinate or distraction. And let's see what happens. Okay. Whew, it is. It is definitely not procrastinate or distraction. It's progress. But the problem is, it is still. I'm not very lucky right now because it's still not giving me the resources that I need to be able to pick up any of the cards that are in front of me. So I'm going to keep on going here. And this could be the worst mistake of my life in this game as a budding game designer, but let's see. Hopefully it's not a bad card. Okay. All right. I think this is good. So here what we got here is a sell sheet. And this card requires 1 networking to purchase. And we do, in fact, have a networking. We've got a whole bunch of networking icons here. And this table icon means that if we purchase this card, we're able to add it to our table. That's this area right here, right in front of us, for later use, because it has this effect here. Add +1 to a roll when meeting with the publisher. So this isn't going to help us right now, but it is going to be useful for the end game if we ever get there. So this is a good thing to grab. So I'm going to choose to purchase this sell sheet by getting rid of one of these cards that provide the networking icon. And probably a good thing would be to choose a card that has a stress on it to start reducing the amount of stress we have. So I think I will, since I have 2 ideas, I will take this 1 idea here, use its networking icon to purchase this card. So I'll discard this, which I'll put it up here, and that thematically indicates that I've discarded a networking. I've used my networking skills to be able to work on my sell sheet, and I'm going to keep that here in my table, and hopefully if I ever get to the con, I will be able to use that. And so now these are the remaining cards in my row. I still don't have enough icons to be able to make some good stuff happen for me, and we still have 2 stress. So, we can keep on going here. And we could see if we get lucky or if we get bad things happen. So let's see what happens. Oh boy, here we go. Here it is. It just happened. We got a distraction. We got distracted, folks. This happens sometime as a game designer. So what this means is if there are 2 or more stress icons in the row, then we have to resolve these negative effects here. What this means is we have to, and because we definitely do, we've got 1, 2 stress. So we've stressed ourselves out too much here. And so we got distracted by our phone. So we have to lose 1 time. So this gets advanced over here. And we have to gain 1 burnout. So this burnout icon, this D6 here, now goes and we have 1 burnout. If that burnout level ever gets to 7 or more in a normal difficulty game, you lose the game instantly. There's only a couple of different ways to mitigate burnout, which we'll hopefully take a look at later on in the game. There's a couple of game nights that could potentially, if they go well, you could you could lower burnout. There's also potentially some events that if you resolve them, you could lower burnout. But okay, so we've lost one time and we've gained one burnout because we got distracted. The other thing that happens when you resolve a distraction or procrastinate card is you discard that card and then you discard everything that's in the row. So we lose the chance of being able to do something with those cards that we had. So this opportunity for game progress, we lose that. This game progress here, we lose that. This opportunity for idea, we lose that. It's all gone. And then all because we got distracted. See, folks? So moral of the story, don't get distracted. Don't look at your phone when you're trying to develop games. Okay, so now we've resolved all of the bad effects and we keep on going here. So let's get our first card here. So this is an idea card. It's providing these resources, also one stress. But if we're able to purchase it, we can add an idea. And ideas, as I said earlier, these are represented by these idea cubes. I'll place them down here. One idea cube you can discard to re-roll a die. 3 idea cubes can be discarded to gain progress on a game, which, by the way, we haven't been able to make progress on our games at all. So that's worrisome to me. So I really want to start gaining some game progress here. All right, next card is, oh boy, is a procrastinate. But fortunately, we haven't triggered it yet because it requires 2 stress to trigger. And this only, we've only got 1 stress. So this procrastinate hasn't triggered yet. But it is a concern, right? Because if a second procrastinate card comes out or a distraction card comes out, those 2 cards together, just by virtue of being in the row, they trigger. And it's really bad because then you have to resolve the negative effects of both cards. So that would be very, very bad indeed. We'd lose a lot of time. If another card with stress comes out, then this procrastinate kicks in and we would lose a time and we would lose progress, which wouldn't affect us because we haven't made any game development progress at all. So what do we want to do now? Do we want to just rest? We probably do, right? Because if this card comes out, whatever it is, if it adds another stress, we are toast. The conservative play would be to just rest right now. And so I think I'll do that. I'll play conservative. So I'll rest, which means I'll advance time by 1. And these cards all get discarded. And then now we have a clean row to start to keep on going. Okay, we've got a game night. So a game night involves a skill test. If we get a successful game night, we will gain this idea and we will be able to reduce burnout by 1. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Successful game nights help you reduce burnout. They energize you as a game designer, but we have to roll 5 or higher. So this is how we resolve a skill test, let's say on game night, and it's similar for events. You now have to decide how much energy you're going to spend, represented by these 6 dice, to be able to make this number, which is 5. So I could, for example, say, I'm going to take 1 die, and I'm going to bet that I can make 5. And if I fail to make the game night, I don't lose anything. I just don't gain any of these benefits here. So it's early on. Our burnout is 1. So I could... But do I really want to get that idea? I don't know. So let's just go ahead and choose 1 energy die and roll it. And we did not make that game night at all. It was a very, very bad game night. So, but fortunately, so that's a spent die now. That's energy that we can't use again until we start a new week, which we'll show you in a little while. So that game night didn't go very well for us, so we're going ahead and discard it. But at least there was no negative effects. Okay, let's keep on going here. And this next card coming up is an online community. So you are interacting on BGDL, the Board Game Design Lab, which is an actual community of game designers, one of the biggest ones on Facebook, and it is run by Gabe Barrett, the designer of this game. So this resource provided by this card is idea. and it would require networking to be able to purchase. Purchasing it would get us a persistent mechanism icon that we would be able to add to our table and then use later on in the game. So it's pretty powerful. I like that. What's next? Progress. Great. So this progress card is providing us one idea resource, and it's giving us one stress. It has, to purchase this progress card, we'd have to turn in a mechanism and a theme. So these cards currently don't really synergize well with each other because I can't, I don't have a resource for networking or mechanism or theme yet. So I need to draw one more card. I feel safe doing so because I have one stress icon, but that's only one. So let's draw and hope for the best. Oh boy, distraction. Okay, here we go again. So this distraction card joins our row. It doesn't trigger yet because it will trigger if two stress icons are in the row. We only have one. If we do trigger it, if I draw another card here and it has another stress icon, this will trigger immediately and we will lose another time and we will gain another burnout. Excuse me. So that's not good. But we can try to press our luck and see if we, get a card here that doesn't have a stress icon. So let's go ahead and press our luck now. Okay. This was a good move for us because we have a playtester. They're willing to playtest our game, and they didn't give us any stress, but they do give us theme and idea. Theme helps us for this progress card. Idea doesn't help us for any cards here. So now, do we want to press our luck some more? This guy, to be able to purchase this playtester, we need networking, but we don't have networking resource anywhere. So here's the choice that faces us. Do we want to push our luck, run the risk of drawing another card, run the risk of another stress icon entering here? We're so, folks, we're so close. We're so close to be able to do something. So let's just go ahead and press our luck. Oh boy. Okay. We have a playtest opportunity. No stress. So if this is another skill check, if we're able to make 4 on the skill check on 1 or more dice, we will earn 1 idea. If we don't make it, we will earn a burnout. So we have to do this. We have to do this skill check. So it's 4 or better. So do we want to use 1 energy die to be able to do that? Or do we want to make sure by choosing 2? I think I'll choose 2. We will roll. And we get 6 and 1, which is 7. So we pass the play test, but these are now all spent. I'll place them underneath here. And we have 3 energy dice left to use for the rest of this. So passing this playtest, we had a good playtest. It gives us 1 idea cube, which I will represent by placing this cube inside this space here. So having an idea cube, as I said earlier, gives you the power to be able to discard that to re-roll. So that's kind of cool. This playtest is concluded, so it can leave. And we're still faced with the same choice here. Do we want to continue drawing and run the risk of another stress icon coming out and triggering this distraction, or do we want to cut our losses and just rest? Let's just, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Oh boy. Okay. We risked it and we lost because now a second stress icon has appeared in the row, which triggers this distraction. So I can't play with any of these cards. I don't get to do any good things with any of these cards. Instead, what happens is I get to resolve this distraction. Stop playing on your cell phone, game designer. So we lose 1 more time. And our burnout level goes up by 1. So it was a 1, we'll move it up to 2. So that's our current burnout level. And the third bad thing is we lose all of these cards from our row and we are not able to benefit from this online community, from this progress, from this podcast, from this playtester. None of that stuff helps us. It just gets discarded. And so, folks, I mean, bucket of honesty, we're losing time. We've lost a lot of energy, and we haven't made any progress on either of our game designs. We are not doing very well right now in our ambitions as an aspiring game designer. So let's see if our luck will turn a new leaf. Let's see if things will go better for us. So right now we've got a progress here. It's giving us an idea resource. It would cost 2 mechanics resources to be able to get this progress. I really, really want this progress card. What's the next card in the row? Oh boy, procrastinate. So procrastinate would trigger if we had 2 stress. So that is in the row right now. It's hanging over our heads, but right now, fingers crossed, we have 0 stress. So we are clear, we are safe to draw at least 1 more card. So let's see what we got. No stress. Okay, great. So this playtester is giving us mechanics and idea. So that is 1/2 of what we need to be able to get this progress card. If we can draw another card, and we can because we have no stress right now, we are stress-free right now, we can still keep on pressing our luck. So let's try that right now. Let's see. Okay, still no stress. This is giving us idea. And that's all it's giving us. It's a progress card. But we still don't have any stress so far, fingers crossed. But we don't yet have the right resources to be able to purchase any of these cards right now. I'm looking for a second mechanism icon at the very least. Okay, so let's try. Let's draw. Okay, we've got 1 stress now. But we've also got, there it is, that's my second mechanism icon. That's awesome. Very, very cool. So I like this because now I have 1, 2 mechanism icons, which I will use both of these cards with their mechanism icons to purchase this progress card. So I am very, very pleased and happy about that event. So with a playtester and an idea, I was able to get this progress on my game designs. I have 2 progress icons to be able to. I'm gonna use this card right now to increase progress by 1 on each of my game designs. So there we go. Progress. I've made some progress on my game designs, which is what I want to do. And then I use this card so I can discard that as well. And now these cards remain in the row. And once again, I have 0 stress, so I can keep on going. So let's go ahead and do that. What do we got here? 1 stress symbol here. It's another cell sheet. And it's giving me an idea symbol. So that is added to the row here. And this resource doesn't help me in any of these cards. I am looking for a networking symbol to be able to purchase this card. I'm looking for 2 mechanisms to be able to purchase this card. I have 1 stress already. If I get a second stress, it's going to trigger this procrastinate, which would, if this triggers, it's going to lower the progress that I've already made. So you know what? I think I'm going to be conservative once again, and I'm going to just rest, which means this time I move it over here, and I discard everything that's in the row right now. And so now we come to the end of a week. When the time tracker reaches the rightmost space, that means that a week has passed. So I will now indicate the passing of a week by moving the week marker 1 space to the right. And then this time tracker can come to the start of its track. And then all of the energy dice that had been spent get refreshed for use in the following week. So these guys will come back here. And now we have all of our energy. We've restored our energy for the next week. But I am concerned about the slow development progress that we've been doing on our games, and we've only got 3 weeks to the convention. So I'm not too happy about that. So let's keep on going. Let's keep on chugging away as our game designer here. So our first card here, this is a procrastinate card. We hate these procrastinate cards. Stop looking at cat videos on the internet. So that's going to cramp our style here. And then we've got this online community here. It's giving us an idea resource. No stress so far, so we feel safe to be able to draw another card. It's a distraction. Okay, this is bad because once you have a distraction and a procrastinate together in the row, they both trigger, which is very, very bad. So what happens when you trigger both? Well, first of all, any good cards potentially that you had in the row, they get discarded. And now we are going to resolve both of these guys, which is bad for us. So first of all, we're going to lose 2 time on the time track. So 1, 2. We got distracted. We procrastinated. We watched too many cat videos. We were like messing around on Facebook. And boom, we just lost 2 days to that. And we gain a burnout. So this burnout level now goes up to 3. And we lose any development progress on one of our games. So I'm going to choose this war game. This war game is back to 0 development progress. And that is that. That is very, very bad for us. So not great, folks, not great. But let's keep on trying. You know, we want to make progress in our games and we want to get to the convention. Okay, game night. It is a 5 target. And a successful skill check is going to give us an idea. So let's actually use 2 dice. Let's expend our energy on this game night. And we've got a 6 and a 1. There's a 7. So there you go. At least this 6 makes that target. And so then now we have a successful game night. We can add this idea over here, which is great. So now we have 2 idea cubes in there. And we can keep on going. So let us go. Okay, we've got a distraction card here. That's something to worry about. And we've got another game night. The target is 4, and it's going to give us another idea. So let's, once again, take 2 of our dice, and our target is at least 4 on one of the dice. We've got a 6 over here, so that makes that satisfies that requirement. So which means we get a 3rd idea cube in there. And getting a 3rd idea cube in there means we now have the ability, the option of being able to discard all 3 idea cubes to make progress on one of our game designs. And so that's a priority for us. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We will discard all 3 idea cubes to be able to get us back up to at least 1 progress in one of those games. Okay. And that game night was resolved. We've still got a distraction in the row. Let's keep going. And okay, this is frustrating. A procrastinate and a distraction card have just entered the row together. And what this means, like we saw earlier, we now have to resolve everything. Ouch, ouch. So time passes, 1, 2 time. Burnout goes up to 4. And we lose the progress that we just made. Maybe this time let's lose progress on the science fiction game and maintain the progress on the war game. So that was bad. If a distraction and a procrastinate card come out together in the row at the same time, that is what happens, and that is very, very bad indeed. So we are not doing well. So let us keep on going because we have no choice. Oh, and by the way, our time tracker reached the end of the time track here, the rightmost space in the time track, which means we now advance another week. We've now got 2 weeks left until the convention. This guy comes back to the start. At least we get all of our energy dice back and available to us. And then we keep on going. So this is a playtester card. No stress. This is a progress card, 1 stress symbol. Can we do something here? Yes, we actually can because take a look at this. This progress card here is going to give us a, what do you call this? A networking symbol which is going to allow us to take this playtester card, add it to our table, and that would give us a persistent mechanism resource that we can choose to use later on in the game. So we can already do something cool with just these 2 cards. But we've only got 1 stress symbol so far, so we could choose to keep on going and then see if we can do even more cool things here. Okay, so now we start to really think, because now we have a second stress icon. There's 2 now in the row. This podcast is useful because if we purchase this card and put it to our table, we could use it to discard a distraction or procrastination card from the row. So that is powerful. So I think we want to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now. So we are going to, it requires a networking symbol. So we'll take this progress card, use that networking symbol to be able to purchase this podcast card, add it to our table, and then we will use that to defend ourselves from a distraction or procrastinate card later on down the line. So let's keep on going. We've got an online community, which is giving us a idea resource. No stress right now, so that's good so far. This one is a progress card. It's giving us 1 stress. It's giving us 1 theme resource. So far, we don't yet have the resources to be able to do some interesting card purchasing here. We have 1 stress. So let's keep on going. This is a distraction. It doesn't trigger because we only have 1 stress. But because it's here, if I draw another card with a stress, this is going to trigger. We don't want to do that. So I think it's time to take our podcast card and use this to discard a distraction card from the row. So we are going to listen to a podcast to avoid being distracted and take that distraction card out of here. Get out of here, distraction card. And so let's keep on going. We have 1 stress icon in the row. Now we have a second stress icon in the row. This is an idea, and you can purchase it with an idea, which we actually do have. So that is pretty cool. So I think we want to do that now. So we will turn in, let's say, this online community card using its idea icon to purchase this idea. Now, it doesn't have a table symbol, which means I can't save it for later. I have to play this now. So I discard this card to gain 1 idea. There you go. So far, I haven't drawn any event cards, so they're all still in here in the deck. So that's interesting. All right, we keep on going. We've got 1 stress. This is a progress card. It requires a mechanism and a theme. And as it turns out, we do actually have a mechanism resource here and a theme resource here, which means we can take both of these cards, use these resources to be able to do some progress on our game ideas. So I will make 1 progress on our science fiction game, and then I will go up to 2 progress on our war game. Very cool. All right. So far, we've gotten into a run of better luck. I would knock wood because it hasn't been great, but let's keep on going here. I've got a progress card here. It's got 1 stress. It's giving us 1 idea resource. It requires a mechanism to be able to purchase. We have a distraction. Okay, so that's not good. And if another distraction or the other card, the other bad card, what is that one? Distraction or procrastinate comes out, or if another stress comes out, that's going to kick in, and that's going to increase our burnout and waste more time. But let's press our luck, shall we? Okay, nothing happened so far. It didn't increase our stress, but there's still no good synergies between these 2 cards. Let's press our luck once again. Oh gosh, okay. We have a second, okay, this is the worst outcome right here, folks. So we've got a second procrastinate that came out. and it adds to our distraction. So these both kick in. We have to resolve both of these bad cards, and we discard both of these good cards. So this is the worst possible outcome here, folks. 1, 2, we lose 2 time. We get another burnout. So our burnout is now up to 5. And we lose development on one of our games. So this war game that was up to 2, it now goes down to 1. Ouch. Very, very bad indeed. And then we discard these 2 cards. So that bites. That was not a good outcome for us. But let's keep on going. Let's see. We got an online community, no stress. We've got a progress with no stress. And we actually don't have resources to be able to purchase either of these cards yet. This progress card with no stress is giving us a networking, which could allow us to purchase this guy right here. So we could already do something, but we have no stress. So let's keep on drawing and see if we can increase the range of good things that we can do here. So here's a stress card, playtester. He's giving us mechanism and idea resource. If we're able to get the playtester, he's going to give us 2 mechanism icons which we can add to our table. So that's pretty powerful. So let's see what interesting things we can do. We don't have the resources to purchase either of these progress cards, which sucks. We could use this networking symbol to either purchase this online community for a persistent theme resource, or purchase this playtester for 2 persistent mechanism resources. So I think that's probably the way to go. Okay, I want to turn in this progress card for its networking resource to be able to pay the cost to add this playtester to our table here. And the reason why we did that is because this playtester is giving us 2 persistent mechanism resources, which, as it turns out, we can now use this playtester right away to be able to pay these 2 mechanism costs for this progress, and then make some progress in our game development. So that's a nice little combo. Sometimes you get these nice combo opportunities, right? So I'm going to turn in the playtester using these 2 mechanism resources to be able to purchase this progress card. This progress card will allow us to increase progress on one of our game designs. So I think our science fiction game is going to go up to 2. There you go. Sweet. And we still got an online community with no stress in our row. And this progress card comes out here. And we don't have any like fun combo between these 2 cards yet, but still no stress. So let's pull another card. It is a game night, and we have a target of 4. So let's go ahead and resolve this game night here. There's no negative effects, so I'm just going to devote 1 die to this one, and we get it. A good game night for us. So we earn another idea as a benefit for having that good game night. So that was good. And we've got these 2 cards in here with no stress. Let's keep on going here. So this adds 1 stress, but it's giving us a mechanism and an idea. This also is networking if we wanted to buy it. So not yet. We don't yet have any good resource cost synergies yet, but let's keep on going. We have 1 stress so far. Here is a playtest card. Now this is the type of playtest card where if you do well, you get 2 ideas. If you do badly, you get another burnout, which is, our burnout's already at 5, so we don't like that. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, okay. So our target is 5. So I think we should devote 2 energy to this, and hopefully one of these is going to give us a 5. We've got a 1 over here. We've got a 2 over here. So neither of these results satisfies the requirement. However, we've got these cubes here, which will allow us to re-roll. So let us turn in both of these cubes to re-roll both dice, and we are hoping for at least a 5 on one of these dice. Nope. As it turns out, even with our reroll, we did not make the necessary roll result. So these dice are spent. It's a bad game night, and we get an increased burnout. So we are now at 6. And what this means is if we get one more burnout, we lose the game instantly. So we haven't found any cards yet or any events that could enable us to lower burnout. Also, I have to say, just because of the way this deck was shuffled, I haven't seen any event cards yet, which kind of sucks. So we've got these 3 cards in the row. We've got a stress over here. We still feel safe to draw at least one more card. So let's see what happens. Okay, we've got 2 stress now, because this adds a stress, but it gives us a mechanism and an idea. So this is actually pretty good for us because we can take the 1 mechanism here, add it to the 1 mechanism here to pay the cost for this progress card here, because it requires, it requires 2 mechanism. We can't do it. We can't do it. Sadly, I was a little bit too advanced in my thinking here because it also requires a mechanism resource that we don't have. So I can't do it. That sucks. And now we have 2 stress. So that is not good for us. We can't take this card because we don't have a networking symbol anywhere. We can't take this card. We don't have a theme symbol anywhere. So, and we have 2. Okay, let's just push our luck and draw another card. Hopefully it is not distraction or the other bad card. Design book. Okay, this is cool. This card is giving us another stress, but it's giving us a whole bunch of different resources here. Hopefully enough to be able to make progress now. If we were able to take this design book, it says draw 3 cards, discard 1, place 1 on top of the deck, place 1 on the bottom of the deck. So this is a cool card because it gives us a power to be able to look into the future in this deck and then arrange it somehow a little bit how we want. So that is an interesting power, but I also like this card because it's giving us the resources to be able to make progress, which is right now, that's my primary priority, is to make progress. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this for its mechanism resource, and then discard this card for its, this is theme, discard this card for its mechanism, and then discard this card for its mechanism. And so now we're able to do the move that we didn't have the resources to do earlier. Theme, mechanism, we get this progress card. So we'll discard these cards. And then this progress card, we'll also use it right now to make progress on both of our game designs. So our war game goes up to 2 progress. Our science fiction game goes up to a 3 progress. And there you go. And we also got rid of all that stress icons that we had in our row. So let's keep on going here. This is a progress, 1 stress. It's giving us a networking symbol. We could use that networking symbol to pick up this online community card, add it to our table, and get a persistent theme resource. So, but it's only 1 stress right now. So let's see. Let's keep on going here. Yeah, so let's see here. We have got this guy. It's a 2nd stress, but it's giving us, it requires 2 theme resources. This guy's giving us, so we're not really doing well here. All right, so we've got 2 stress. We could already, if we wanted to, use this guy's networking symbol resource to be able to take this online community. It wouldn't lower our stress level though. So I'm going to push the luck and see what we got here. It is a playtest opportunity. If we succeed, we get 2 idea tokens. So let's try this. We have a target of 5. Ah, boy. Okay. Let us use let's use 2 energy. And then we are targeting a 5 on at least one of these dice. We can't re-roll. They've got that 6. Okay. So at least we pass, which means we have a successful play test and we acquire 2 idea cubes. So that's good. we're still pushing our luck here because we've got 2 stress icons here. Let's see what happens. This is an idea. No, it doesn't add to our stress. It gives us a theme resource. And so this is kind of cool because we can use the theme resource from this, and we can use the mechanism resource from this to be able to purchase this progress card. So I think I want to do that because this is also going to get rid of all the stress that is in our row right now. And I will use this progress card immediately to increase our progress on one of these game designs to 3. Okay, so that's good. No more stress in our row. Okay, here we go. That was a very weird shuffle, folks. We now have this card indicates that we have to resolve an event. So let's go ahead and discard this guy and then draw the top card of the event deck and see what happens. You scroll through YouTube in search of a video to watch, but will that video motivate you or just waste your time? So success will allow us to search the deck or discard pile for a procrastinate card and remove it from the game, which is kind of cool. The failure is going to lose 1 time. Our target is 4. Now, to be able to resolve this event, we've got just the 1 die, but we've got 2 opportunities to potentially reroll. So let's go ahead and try to resolve this event. It is a 1. That's a failure, but we are going to give discard 1 of our cubes to reroll, our idea cubes. And that is still a 1. Oh boy, so I'm going to discard another idea cube. My dice rolling is very, very bad. And there we go. There it is. There's our 5, which means we now have a success, which means we now search the deck or discard pile for a procrastinate and remove it from the game. So we're going to go ahead and search the deck for a procrastinate card. That is a distraction, design book, playtest. Procrastinate. We'll remove this card from the game. So bye-bye, procrastinate card. Cool. And then I'll give the remaining cards in the deck a shuffle here. All right. And we keep on going. So we've got just the 1 card here, and then we are going to draw another card. It is a playtest opportunity. So here's the thing. We don't have any more energy. So I guess it's an automatic fail because we don't have any energy, which means, okay. If you have no more energy dice, and that's a good question for the designer, if you have no more energy dice and you have to do a play test, is that an automatic fail? And if it is an automatic fail, this adds to our burnout. We've already got 6. So this would push our burnout to 7, which would be immediate end of the game. So going into a playtest and not having any energy dice is an auto fail. And because we auto failed, this increased our burnout to 7, which is an immediate end of game. So this is the end of the game, and you know, this is expected behavior because this is a solo game, and solo games are not supposed to be easy. But let's just say we made it to the con. Let's say that we actually made, because we were 2 weeks away from the con here. Let's say we made it to the con. I just want to be able to show you what it looks like, and let's say that we had been able to push our game development levels to. Let's say this one was at a 9, and this one was at an 8, okay? So our science fiction game was at a 9, and let's say that we had 2 out of 3 ideas here. Plus, we got there with a sell sheet that will add +1 to a roll when meeting with the publisher. Okay. So this is what it's looked like. You made it to the con. You've got these 2 games in these states of development. And let's push. So the idea here is we're going to roll these 2 dice. And we're going to assign those dice 1 to each game. All right. So, and our target is 11. So right off the bat, look at this. This science fiction game, let's say that I assign this 4 result to the science fiction game. 9 plus 4 is 13. This game has just successfully been signed by the publisher because the target is 11. And I want to double check that just to make sure. I'm scrolling back, into a chat that I'm having with a designer, just to make sure that yes, you need to get 11 to have a game signed. Okay, so this game is a success, and then this war game was at an 8 development, but we assigned a 6 to it. 8 plus 6 is 14. So guess what? Both games, now I pitched both games successfully. They were in a late state, a good state of development. They both get signed by the publisher. I didn't even have to use my rerolls, and I didn't even have to use my sell sheet, which would add +1 to a roll when meeting with the publisher. So this would be an example of what's called a major win, right? When you pitch both of your games to the publisher and they both successfully get signed, that's a major win. It can also happen that you pitch your games to the publisher, only one gets signed, that's a minor win. When one gets signed and one doesn't get signed. And as you can see, you've got these other things that help you, they potentially help you, like these reroll, these idea cubes for reroll, and this sell sheet. Okay. I've given you a demo of what it might look like if we actually got to the con and then we were able to pitch our games, but that's not the reality. That was just a demo here. The reality for this game is that I lost horribly because I didn't have enough energy to complete this playtest. All right, let's bring it back up to me here so I can wrap it up with some initial game impressions. And this game, like I said, is designed by Gabe Barrett, who is also known for designing the Hunted series of games. And in particular, my favorite Hunted game, which is called Hunted Kobayashi Tower, which is pretty much the movie Die Hard in card game form. And this game uses those exact same mechanisms right down to the dice rolling. But I would say, and in my opinion, that the game system is a little bit more refined and a little bit less fiddly here in this game as it's implemented in Find the Fun. In that other game, Hunted Kobayashi Tower, there was a whole bunch of different weapons that you could find, different dice for each weapon. So, you know, like this type of weapon used a D6, the pistol, maybe the machine gun used a D8, and so on and so forth. There were all these modifiers. So there was, I think, a lot more going on there. This particular game here kind of, in my opinion, distills a very, very fun kind of push your luck / dice rolling mechanisms to pretty well refined. And I love how thematic this game is and is faithful to the theme of you are an aspiring game designer. And I think it's pretty real here, like, you know, distractions and procrastination are probably the two biggest enemies of a game designer. And I do speak from personal experience, being a amateur game designer myself. And in fact, I have 2 game designs that are on Board Game Geek right now, participating in the contest, in the solo game design contest. My first game idea I was able to finish in about 2 weeks from start to finish. So that was incredible. My second game idea has kind of been stuck because I have been procrastinating on that game design and developing it, and I have in fact been distracted. So if you have any interest at all in game design, then I think that this theme is going to resonate with you. The other thing I'll say is that the art and the graphic design is actually pretty cool. I mean, even just this card back design is fun and inviting. And, you know, these characters here, they look appealing. The colors are nice without being overly polished or produced. So I kind of like this kind of, it's got a lo-fi feel to these card designs. So I think that Gabe and his collaborators are, you know, they've worked together on a bunch of different games now, and I think they are starting to come out with games that are much more polished from a design standpoint, from a game design standpoint, as well as from a graphic design and artistic standpoint. So those are my impressions. Don't consider this a review, but those are my initial impressions of this game, Find the Fun. It is a quick playing, streamlined, easy to learn, push your luck card game with some fun dice rolling, dice chucking mechanisms in there. And it takes about 15-20 minutes to play, and I had fun with it, even though I lost horribly. But because it's a short playing game, then you do have the ability to set it up and play again and keep trying, get closer to that convention, and the rush of being able to pitch your games to the publisher, and the possibility of getting both or one of your games signed is quite satisfying. So I think thematically the game hangs together. I think art-wise, graphic design-wise, it is an appealing package. And, you know, it's not very mechanically heavy, but it does have some good decisions. It is kind of distilled the push your luck, and it puts you into these tight spots where you have to decide, am I going to take the conservative route and just kind of rest at the cost of some time, or am I going to try for just one more card and see if I can get that card so that I can make good things happen for me? So those are my impressions of Find the Fun. It is heading out to Kickstarter this week, and so I do recommend that you at least check it out. Until next time, this has been Martin. Thanks for watching.